Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hope everyone's having a fabulous day. If you haven't gotten a chance to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Ring that notification bell. That way, when I drop a video, you'll be notified. This video is going to be for my truckers. Actually, my next few videos, I'm going to be talking about business and trucking. So, those of you that are entrepreneurs, maybe these next few videos may help you. If you're thinking about getting in the trucking world, maybe these videos may help you. I know I got a lot of truckers that reach out to me that are in the space of transportation, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents on how I feel about business credit, trucking in general. In this video, I'm going to talk about business credit as far as trucking is concerned. And this may apply to a lot of entrepreneurs out there as well. I'm going to go back to about 2000, I want to say about 2005, 2006. That's when I first started trucking. I want to go back to about 2007. It was about 2007 I got into trucking. What I wanted to do was I wanted to start a fleet of trucks. I didn't know how I wanted to go about it, but when I got into trucking, I wanted to turn it into a big business. I wanted a large mega carrier. That was my goal at that point in time. And I was doing a lot of research and trying to figure things out. But one thing that I learned real quick was the fact that in trucking it requires a lot of capital. And so I started researching business credit, and I came across a gentleman that had a course or a program. At that time, online courses weren't big, but it was a program to where you had a back office to where you can kind of go through and see, help build business credit. And, you go out and you get all these different things like your DUNS number, your federal tax ID number. I had to build a website. I had to do a whole bunch of things that we still have to do today. I got a virtual office, not a post office, but a virtual office. And I ran my capital through my business. And even though I was a contractor, I became a contractor right about this time. I still was running all my capital through my business. So a lot of you that are contractors, or let's say you're a lease driver with a company, chances are, well, not all of them. I know Schneider did it. In order for you to be a lease operator with Schneider, you had to have a federal tax ID number, right? So if you're a lease driver, you should have some type of federal tax ID, and you should be rolling, and it's really, really important. You should be rolling your income through your business. Whether it's an LLC or a C, I know a lot of people talk about, well, could you build business credit the same with the LLC that you can with the INC? Yeah, limited liability company. You could build credit with a limited liability company just as well as a corporation. So as I started going, I started reading and learning as much as I possibly could about business credit. And at this point in time, there was a lot of shady stuff going on where people were getting shelf corporate. I'm not going to say shady. Let's just say people were getting shelf corporations and things like that to try and cut corners. And that's always been the story of the credit game. For some odd reason, it seems like people are always trying to cut a corner in order to get ahead. And but I didn't. I just, I started building my business credit up and ended up getting into the oil field and started purchasing equipment and building my business credit up and just doing all these different things to build my business up. One thing that I learned was that through all those years of building my business credit, every time I went to a financial institution, every single one of them asked me for my social security number. Every single one of them wanted to see my personal taxes. Every single one of them wanted to see what was my revenue. And I only say all that to say, there's a lot of people that teach credit. business credit or personal credit. And my question is, are they in this space the way that we are in this space? Because trucking is a completely different beast. And what I mean by that is our profit margins are really, really small in trucking. If you think you're going to get in trucking and make money hand over fist just getting in, you better have some type of mentor or somebody that's going to guide you along the way so that you know exactly what steps you need to take to put you in the best situations. The situation that I'm in right now, it took me a really, really long time to get to where I'm at. There's people that have been in the industry for 20 plus years that never took the risk of going on their own or whatever you. So a person that's, getting in and trying a whole bunch of different things, chances are that person is going to be exposed to a lot more than a person that says, okay, I'm going to drive for XYZ company and I'm just going to stay a company driver. And so it's a completely different mindset that people have. In no way, shape, or form am I trying to say one is better than the other. You have so many people that talk about owning trucks versus leasing trucks. And it's funny because most of them, they have one view, meaning a person that's pro leasing, they never really owned a truck outright. They never purchased a truck. And a person that owns a truck talking about leasing, they never leased a truck for a long period of time. I will say that I've leased trucks. I did a full maintenance lease. I leased trucks. I've owned trucks. I've owned trucks outright. I've done it all. And here's the answer to the question, those of you that are in trucking, which one is better? It really depends on your situation. There is no one way to go down this road in trucking. Whatever your situation is, you have to find what's going to work for you. So don't look at another man's business model and say you're going to be able to adopt that business model. What works for me is, it may not work for you. What works for you may not work for me. And so it's kind of funny to me how, we sit there and we'll talk mess about this person, that person, this person, that person, and you're not walking a mile in that person's shoes. How do you get to judge another man's business model? So I'm not going to go long in that. We're going to talk about that in another video. What's constant in trucking is the fact that you need to keep your expenses as low as possible. If you don't know how much your expenses are per mile, you're just basically going up and down the road, and you don't know if you're going to be successful or not, even if you're on a fixed rate, right? Let's say you're working for a company that's paying you $1.40 per mile. If your expenses are $1.42, you're not going to make it. So I don't care if you have a fixed cost of $1. Well, my company pays me $1.40 per mile. Okay, but what is your expense per mile? That's what I really want to know compared to your rate. And if you tell me one, meaning your expenses per mile, and you tell me your average rate per mile, I can pretty much tell you if you're going to be successful in whatever it is that you're doing. But if your expenses exceed your revenue, you're going to have an uphill battle, and that applies to any business. Okay, but in trucking, it's a great way to get into business, because when you get into trucking, this is a game of pennies and not dollars. And that's the very first thing that you have to understand, that this game is a very, very nitpicky game when it comes to revenue. You have to fight for every single nickel that you can get in this game. There's always someone that's trying to take money out of your pocket, and that's in business in general. I don't care if you're making widgets. I don't care. You have to know what your expenses are, and you have to be on top of it, because if you don't, you're gonna go out of business. It's plain and simple. As I went along, I started building my business credit. I got to a point where I was listening to a lot of people. For some reason, right around, I want to say 2012, it became really fad. 2012, 2013, it became really fad where everybody was trying to build business credit not attached to their social security number. They were talking about it before, but right around 2012, 2013, it really, really hit. It seemed like, and it could have been just, something that, I started paying attention to, but it just seemed like it was rampant. And everybody was talking about business credit. You would have a person 17 years old. Next thing you know, he's a business credit guru and he's trying to teach you about business credit. There was just a lot of information that I tried that just wasn't applicable to the industry that I was in. I'm not going to say it doesn't work. I'm just saying in my situation, that wasn't going to work. And what I mean by that is, okay, so I read a book called It's Not the Big That Eats the Small, It's the Fast That Eat the Slow. And in business, what you're trying to do is you're trying to jump on opportunities. You have to have capital ready for you at any given point in time. So whether that's cash, whether that's credit, however you want to look at it, especially in trucking, you have to have capital. You have to have capital ready for you. You have to have access to capital. As I started going, I kept trying to go into banks getting loans and all these different things, and I kept wondering, what are these people talking about getting credit that's not attached to your social security? It took me a really, really long time, and I want to say right around 2014 was the first time. Now, mind you, I've been building business credit this whole time. So 2014, I was able to purchase my first truck just in my business name. Okay? So from 2000, I want to say 2009, I was aggressive. About 2009, I was really aggressive about building my business credit. 2000, yeah, right around 2009, I was really aggressive with it. So from 2009 to 2014, I was building my business credit. And it wasn't until 2014 that I was able to purchase my first truck. Now, mind you, at this point in time, this was my 5th truck that I purchased. Okay? This was about my 5th truck that I purchased. At that point, I was able to purchase a truck just in my business name. End of 2014, beginning of 2015, I purchased my 2nd truck just in my business name. And so, even when I purchased these trucks, they would give me a line of credit just in case anything went wrong. Well, when things went south in the oil field, I ended up getting a full maintenance lease truck, driving over the road just to try to keep my business afloat. I was doing everything that I possibly could to keep my business afloat, but my debt that I was just over leveraged. I got the feeling that was my Dave Ramsey moment. I don't know if you guys know how Dave Ramsey got started, but his story started with him being over leveraged. And that's usually the story that leads to bankruptcy. And so what I'm saying is I have a great deal of experience in business credit, building business credit, not from the standpoint of getting other people financed or something like that, but actually getting in the mud, in the trenches, and building it myself for my business. Does that make me a guru? Nope, I don't believe it does. So everything that I'm saying to you guys, I want you to take it with a grain of salt. I want you to understand where I'm coming from and how I'm talking about business credit. It's coming from a gentleman that's built business credit, spent $2,500 on a program. That's usually what these programs cost, to get in and start building business credit and just getting it done. Taking care of the situation the best that I could at that point in time. And since then, since 2014, I took that knowledge, compounded on that knowledge, and right now you could say that I still don't consider myself a guru, but I'm pretty versed in the game of of trucking and getting financing for trucks. All that being said, what I'm trying to say to you guys is this. This is why I'm making this video. A lot of you guys are listening to these gurus that sell these courses and programs that say that you can build business credit that's not attached to your personal credit. You can do it. All I'm going to say to you is, one, it's going to take you an awful lot of money. Two, it's going to take you an awful lot of time. When you are thinking about getting into trucking, usually what happens is you look at a time period, you see a situation where you're like, man, I need to get my own truck. That feeling, once you get that feeling, I need to get my own truck, there are going to be people that are going to tell you that you need to wait 5-10 years to get to the point where you can get your truck. Because if you're driving company, pretty much that's how long it's going to take you. And I'm here to say that's probably not the best way to go about it. If you can get yourself into business as soon as possible by building your personal credit, getting your personal credit to about 680 to 700, I can pretty much guarantee you can get into trucking and own your own truck. Now, is it going to be like you imagined it? Probably not. You're probably going to have bad terms on your truck. You're probably going to not really understand the game of trucking. So you're going to need somebody to kind of guide you. No, this isn't a mentorship program or anything, because I'm not mentoring anybody about no trucking. Not excited about it. I don't want to take those phone calls. Don't call me up about trucking. If you guys, are thinking about credit, trying to get financing for your trucks, okay, we could talk about that. I'm not a real big guy where I want to sit and talk to you guys about trucking. That's just not who I am. When you're listening to these gurus, please understand they're trying to sell you a program. If they haven't built a business up where they built business credit in their business, I don't want to sit there and make it sound like I'm taking shots, because I'm not. I'm not taking shots. I'm just wondering the theory, because the theory that I've witnessed says that you can't build business credit the way that they teach it. Whereas, in 6 months, I've actually heard somebody say this, you could build business credit in 6 months and, get a $150,000 loan. I don't know. I don't know if it's that easy. Now, if you have personal credit, yeah, absolutely. You can go out and get credit cards and stuff like that to get to that $150,000 mark. And I'm going to be talking about all these different things in my next few videos. And if I get a feel like maybe, there's not a lot of people that want to know about trucking, just give me a thumbs down. And if I got too many, I'll just stop this series. I'll stop talking about trucking and I'll stick to credit. But I got a wealth of knowledge that I want to put out, and I always had the spirit that I wanted to help as many people as I possibly could. But what I don't want to do is take away from, people that watch this channel. But I have so many people that ask me about business credit that I had to put it out there. I just had to put it out there because there's so much misinformation. And I'm talking about from my industry, from trucking, from people that go up and down this road going to trucking. They want to build fleets, and it's okay to have that dream. If you think that you're just going to jump in this game, everything is going to be peachy, you're going to be sadly awakened. All right, so that's my 2 cents on the start of business credit. I just wanted to put this out here as a filler to see how you guys feel about me talking about business credit. I didn't want to start talking about anything that nobody really cares to hear about. So I hope you guys have a blessed day. I don't want to make this too long of a video, and I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Talk to you later. Bye bye.